We're live. I hope it's working this time. Have we started? I don't know. You guys answer that. Have we started? Are you there? Hey, everybody.
Cheers.
Welcome to the live stream. I hope this is working now. We had some internet technical difficulties. Sometimes I disconnect my phone from the Wi-Fi if I'm out in the yard so that it's not like disconnecting and reconnecting. I forgot to turn the Wi-Fi back on. Hey, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Looks like people are here now.
Yay! Well, we can open our next Christmas countdown. So, number 9.
Number 9.
Oh, here it is.
Let us know where you're tuning in from. Virginia, New Zealand, Minnesota.
Look at that. It's so cute.
Guys, it is... I discovered... if you missed the vlog the other day, I think it was the vlog yesterday where the title of the vlog was Do Your Own Math. We discovered how to do the math of how many days till Christmas. You just subtract what today's number is from 25. So today is the 10th. Subtract that from 25, so it's 15 days till Christmas.
So exciting, and I think this is hysterical. I was just on our Frey Life Facebook page, and one of you guys posted the video that we are featured in. I don't know if that's the right word.
So we're just a clip in it.
Yeah. Peter and I are drinking tea, which is perfectly appropriate for this conversation because when we lived in Scotland, we drank a lot of tea, and that video was filmed in Scotland, and that video is... Okay.
Oh, is that us?
There it is.
There we are. Oh, it's a reflection of the... There we go. That was
Did you
us.
see us?
Mary was in a wheelchair. We were just walking down the Royal Mile. I mean, it was right on the Royal Mile, right?
Yeah.
There in Edinburgh. And these guys were like, could we get a video of you guys just walking and dancing? And weren't we kind of like awkward at first?
Yeah, we were like, okay, what's it going to be used for? And they were like, oh, we're doing like different clips of Edinburgh for that song Because I'm Happy. And so then they started that song up on one of our phones, and I like put it in my pocket so we could hear it while we were like dancing. And we felt really awkward, but isn't that how those things go?
Yeah, it was funny.
Probably how our family feels when we're like, okay, we're gonna vlog now, and we get the camera out, and they probably feel like that awkward as we felt when those guys were filming us.
Yeah.
So thank you, shout out to our family who puts up with us vlogging.
So, anyways, happy Monday, everybody.
And if you want to see that video we were just talking about, go on our Facebook page, the Frey Life Facebook page, and in the like visitor posts, you'll see it's like a yellow thumbnail, whatever.
Nice. I didn't realize that. Ollie is right here. Got a request to show Ollie boy. So here's a shot of Ollie boy. Just chilling next to us on the couch. But hello in Norway. It must be late in Norway. Thanks for tuning in, hanging out. I'm sorry for people in other countries where you're in time zones where we go live late in the middle of the night. It's just...
Sorry, I speech jammed you.
You did speech jam me.
I was trying to... I can't see the comments from all the way up there.
But it is Monday. We had a bit of a crazy weekend because Mary's been sick. And we thought we...
Yay! Katie made it live. She said, I never make these live. Go
awesome.
ahead. Sorry.
I was going to say, I thought we would give a little update on where Mary's health is at and talk about a little bit of why a cold takes such a toll on CF lungs.
So, we all know that colds are no fun. Everybody understands that. And you always hear, like, you got to be careful if you have a cold around babies, elderly people, and immunocompromised people. And I think, I can only speak from my own experience, and I'm gonna speak from my current experience. Um, the cold wasn't the issue necessarily. It was that it triggered my CF
Yeah.
complications into full gear. So I was like in status quo, like just trucking along situation with my lungs currently. They're not their best, they're not their worst. They were kind of just like hanging in there, and I was like happy as a clam. Specifically very thankful we just took a big trip. Neither of us got sick on that trip. We were so grateful for that. And my body didn't have a huge crash after that trip, which was such a humongous surprise. I thought we'd get back from that trip and I'd have this huge crash and it would be all over. But I was doing fine, doing great, and then we ended up catching a cold. And then my cold is gone. My nose is clear. Like the cold part is gone, but my lungs are ramped up into full fighting mode, and so is my whole immune system. I'm having fevers every day, and just my cough is way worse, and all of that, just like all the normal stuff. So all of that to be said,
I think part of the reason I thought we should have this conversation is sometimes I think even people in our like immediate lives, like not just people who watch us on the internet, might not get why we're always talking about being so careful about germs.
Yeah.
And for me and any other normal health person, getting a cold is like, it's part of life. You're probably going to get it once a year or something like that, and that's the reality for most people. And so it's inconsequential. And so it's sometimes like, I think when we like tell people, no, like we can't hang out because you or your kids have been sick, it doesn't register in the same like wavelength because people are thinking about it in their own inconsequential experiences. And so for us, I mean, I was just telling somebody yesterday, this whole, like, it was so unfortunate that I got the cold and then Mary got the cold, and we felt like we had tried so hard that it
Yeah.
wouldn't happen, and it did, and it's just a reminder even to us of why we have to be so careful, because
Yeah.
it was just literally like that like Mary's lungs are like she's coughing, and the sound of her cough, what she's coughing, and just what's going on in her lungs is, I mean, we've backtracked big time in
Yeah.
terms of where her health was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And so, anyways,
It's true. I totally agree. Like when Peter was saying about like it's a good reminder to ourselves, even like why we are so careful. Um, I had forgotten how quickly it can go.
Yeah.
I mean, we took all the precautions we could, apart from renting a hotel and me living somewhere else for a week, which isn't a possibility.
And obviously, when this kind of thing happens, your mind backtracks and says, okay, number one, where did we get this cold? And number two, like, what should we have done differently? And the reality is, it was probably a church event that we got the cold at. And, like, that's part of our lives and our ministry. And it just brings up that hard dichotomy of trying to be extremely safe and trying to live a normal life. And
the question of the bubble comes up.
Yeah,
what's an appropriate bubble to live in?
And so, like, I don't have any clearer answers after like the last couple of weeks, but it did make me go, like, I wish it didn't happen. And so now we're just pressing forward and trying to do our best to let Mary's lungs recover. And so it's been a lot of rest days. Yesterday after church, we just kind of hung out and watched a Christmas movie and just had a low-key recovery day. But
yeah, Shannon makes a good point. by the time you start feeling sick, it's already too late, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Contagions have already been around for days, and that's the reality of the scary world of the invisible germs. Like,
Yeah.
and it's true for, like, say, family gatherings, right? So, yeah, let's pose this for, like,
I think this is a good topic to talk about, like heading into Christmas for people who are immune compromised.
yes, for complex bodies as we come toward family or friend time, knowing that exactly what Shannon just said, people before they're symptomatic could already be contagious. Does that mean you never leave your house, or does that mean you how do you live wisely but also live your life and spend your time with your family, and like, how do you do that the smartest way possible? And I think one of the things Peter and I have done in the past
I'd answer that for her, but I have no idea what she's going to say next.
if there's somebody in the family who's knowingly sick, I don't go to the family event. I'm not gonna have that person skip out. That it's not their, you know, for all the normal people, like, it's fine. It's
And-
just I am realizing it really
And
can,
that's not been like a end all decision. Like there's been times where
true.
we feel like part of living life right now is to go to that event and take as many precautions as possible. And I don't think there's a right or wrong there. Obviously, like if you get sick, you look back on it and go, maybe I could have done it differently. But at the end of the day, like it's invisible and there's no like perfect route to take.
Yeah.
I think we're just reminded of the importance of being safe
And the severity. I thought, okay, my nose is gonna get stuffy. Like, okay, I caught the cold. I can feel it tickling in my throat. Okay, I'm gonna have a couple rough nights of sleep because my nose is stuffed up. I didn't think that it would go this badly this quickly. And I did talk to my doctor right away, and he put me on 2 antibiotics right away. So thankfully, those 2 antibiotics maybe have prevented it from getting even worse. But we're going to clinic this week, and honestly, I don't know. I don't know how that's gonna go. And like,
I mean, I think there's still time to tell what this is gonna continue to do.
Yeah.
Um,
But all of that to say, we make choices in our lives as complex humans. I think that this goes for health stuff or anything, but like, we make choices with calculated risks, and there's really no point in regrets. So we look back and we say, okay, this is probably the event that we caught the cold at. We don't regret going to that event, but we do allow the knowledge of it to shape our future happenings.
Yeah.
So does that mean that the next event I go to, I wear a mask the entire time and I sit in my wheelchair, or like kind of bubble myself a little more? Or does it mean I don't go at all? Or does it mean, that was what we did that day and so be it? Like, we can't, like, you can't live in a bubble.
Yeah.
But if one of my family members knowingly has a cold, even though I love them so, so much, I'm not going to run up and hug them because that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you make these decisions as a human, and then your mind wants to go and regret things or think, we should have done this or we shouldn't have done that. But there's really not a lot of point in doing that.
I mean, that goes, like Mary was saying, that goes for all of life. Like, that's I think an important way to live is to constantly be reflecting and learning, but not dwelling on the past. There's this like Russian proverb that one of my like middle school history teachers started the class, like first day of class. He said this Russian proverb that if you dwell on the past, you lose one eye. But if you forget the past, you lose both eyes. And so, like, the point of it is, if you dwell on the past, you're missing out on the present. But if you forget about the past, you're going blindly into the future.
Yeah.
And I think that's just like, as we think about decisions and think about choices, whether it's like not even just about germs or just life in general. I think that's a good way to live. Learn from your past and move forward. And
but don't allow like the idea of like if you dwell on the past, you're losing both eyes. Like it's such a disservice to us and our lives to dwell too much on the past and like the coulds, couldn't have, shoulds, shouldn't haves. I think debriefing is good in life.
Yeah.
Peter and I often debrief after maybe big events or trips. Like, oh, this was a really good, beneficial, encouraging time. This we could probably leave off for the next trip. That didn't make a whole lot of sense. Whatever, you know? So let's take our Chicago trip, for example. Before we went on that trip, we went back and forth in our minds. It's a calculated risk going on an airplane. We took all the precautions we could, and we really didn't know, is this the right choice? Isn't it? Should I stay home? Is it worth risking my lungs for this trip? Fast forward to the trip. It was hard on my body, but we did it. I took rest time. We took the precautions we needed. And then after the trip, we didn't get sick. And we felt like, you know, even if we did get sick, that was the choice we made. We made that choice to go on the trip. We're thankful for the memories we made, and that is that. But in hindsight, I'm thankful we made the decision to go on the trip. I'm thankful I didn't get sick. And we have so many memories from it.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, even just now that we're in kind of like fight mode with Mary's lungs, it just reminds us of how thankful we are for that season that trip just landed in, that we were able to go on it. But anyways, that's a little bit of what our thoughts and reflections are. And I, like Mary was saying, like debriefing life regularly. There's a like 16th, 17th century theologian who I've like learned a lot from, this guy in history that I've read like his works and stuff. And in his journal, he would always debrief every day. And he would just like think through how he spent his money and how he talked to people and like think through different conversations. And like, I don't think I'm that intentional about like reflecting on life and moving forward, but maybe I should be more intentional. And anyways.
Well, and I think that's something that's really cool about community, and whether that's community that you have in person or a community like this online, we learn from each other, and we're not aiming to be exactly like each other. We're not going to do exactly what that guy did, but we learned a little bit from his intentions at the end of the day to debrief in his mind, and we appreciate that, and we take that, and we go on our life. And that's the same with you guys. You watch our videos, and thank you for that, because we've loved getting to know you guys, and we love doing this. But we don't intend that you guys do exactly what we do, but we learn from each other, and we take and we keep going. I just thought of, since we're on the topic of Scotland with our tea and that Scotland video we just showed you, I wanted to show you guys this box, which I unpacked. I don't think I've unpacked it since we got back from Scotland.
Was it in the Christmas decorations?
It was downstairs with where my Scotland house was. The little
funny
Christmas market. All right, so this box is how the Creon, which was the enzymes, pancreatic enzymes I was on when I was in Scotland. Creon came in this box in Scotland. There's even still the Royal Mile Pharmacy telephone number and like the sticker on the top. Anyway, I opened it up, and inside I had some Scotland gems. So I have
Oh, it's getting washed out here. Let's turn this.
I have a
Look at
doorknob that I
Look
got
at
at a
that.
Scottish thrift store or like antique store maybe. So
That is cool.
I've never used it, but here it is, Scotland
doorknob.
Scotland doorknob. Bought that. Then I have
Mary really liked the charity shops, as they
Oh,
called
that's
them
right.
in Scotland.
So then next I have this, which surely I got at a charity shop.
Look at this.
It's like a little tiny water pitcher. And then here's a bigger version.
Wow.
Here, let's hold them up so they can see how big they are. So it's like 3
But
inches.
it's tiny. It's tiny. Look at those.
It's like a kind of
what-
creepy guy face.
Why did you get those?
Well, they're tiny and heavy.
Okay, cool.
Oh,
Oh no.
Next, you can tell this story.
This is from a little shop called Tiger, right?
Yes, I was thinking zebra, but you're right.
Tiger. A little shop called Tiger. And it was just like little trinkets and stuff in there. And we got these and we made Christmas ornaments for our family that said, it had a little Scottish flag. And it said like the Frey Life 2018 or something like that.
14.
Oh, yeah. 2014. Anyways.
It was kind of like the dollar store meets Five Below.
Yeah, that's a good description. Drop the doorknob.
A tiny penguin, which I don't remember where I got that, but in Scotland. And then this hard plastic little dachshund.
Where did that come from?
Scotland.
Like, where, though?
A thrift store, I'm guessing.
That is funny.
So I decided to pack them all back up in my Scotland box, and it'll be fun memory every year to unpack it.
Unpack it. So, what's on the docket for the rest of the night?
Whew. I don't know. This boy needs to be groomed.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe we'll start on that. On Sunday, Mary got a lot of Christmas presents wrapped for our family and stuff. And it's feeling pretty Christmassy around here.
Yeah, our living room is basically covered in Christmas love.
Yes.
In goes the doorknob into the crayon box. It's funny because when we lived in Scotland, you know, we were just packing up our life and packed it in this little crayon box. I never thought like how the box would be part of the memory.
Yeah.
But that's the thing about like vlogging. Sometimes you don't think of what to vlog. Like,
Yeah.
oh, I want to vlog how the wood is next to the spirals so that when we don't live here, we'll always remember what that was like. You don't think of that sort of everyday stuff to film. But in Scotland, I do remember one of our first vlogs, I know we always mention this, going to the grocery store and noticing like the bottle caps were a different shape than in the US.
And you were like, the bread loaves were like bigger and taller
big.
than we were used to. And she's like, big bread.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That was like one of our like second days there or something. But oh man.
So many memories.
Hey, if you guys want to, there's still time to get, if you're doing last minute like Christmas shopping, there's still time to get stuff on our online store. And I wanted to say this before we end the live stream, that tomorrow, December 11th, is the last day to order shirts and sweatshirts and get it in time for Christmas.
Except the pocket tees. For some reason, the manufacturer is saying that may not arrive by Christmas.
Yeah, they can't guarantee it by Christmas, but all of our like regular like V-necks and sweatshirts, you can put that order in tonight or tomorrow, and it should arrive by Christmas. And then all of the other stuff on the store, like little stuffed ollies, there is a sale going on right now.
He surprised me with this.
Yeah, if you go to thefreylife.com, there's 9 items that are on sale, and it's there on the homepage. So.
All right, you guys. Well, as you can see, we've got our sleepy lamb here. And as always, we will see you tomorrow. Good night.
Peace out, Girl Scout.